standards. Campus life is also supported through the student dormitory, gym, and gaming room. Education becomes a journey where local values meet global standards, preparing students contribute to tourism and hospitality with confidence. Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia. Your journey begins here.
Good morning, everyone. Is my voice clear?
Good
Morning.
morning, Miss. Yes,
Good
Miss.
morning. All right. Okay, thank you. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us today. Okay, wait a second.
Good morning, Miss Roma.
Good morning.
We cannot hear.
Wait a moment. Everyone, I need to change my background first. Um, but I can save it. Hmm. Wait. My face.
Yeah, it looks funny. Sorry.
It seems your computer not supported, Roma.
Right, it looks a little bit weird. Wait.
It looks scary, you know.
Yeah, like a ghost. Okay. Still the same. I think I'm afraid that I cannot use the background because it matches with. Okay, I think this one is better. Right. All right, I'm sorry for the technical issue, everybody. I will start. A very welcome to all participants joining us today. I hope you are doing well and excited for this session, this lecture at Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia. And I will be serving as both Master of Ceremony and the moderator for today's event. First of all, let us express our gratitude for the opportunity to gather here in the special sessions of Tedja Global Talks. All right, it is organized by Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia in collaboration with Britain English Education. And today's topic is the benefits and challenges of English immersion for careers in tourism. As we all know, English has become an essential skill in today's globalized world. For those who are interested in pursuing careers in tourism, hospitality, and other international industries, strong English communication skills can open doors to countless opportunities around the world. Through this webinar, we will gain valuable insights into how English immersion can help build confidence, improve communication skills, and prepare us for future career success, while also understanding some of the challenges learners may face along the way. Okay, before we begin, I would like to share a few important reminders. First, please make sure your Zoom display name matches your registered name. Second, feel free to participate actively throughout the session. Third, there will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So you can take notes while Mr. Robert delivering the materials. And then we will award prizes to the 3 most active participants. And then next, please remember to complete the attendance form provided by the committee. And then at the end of the event, participants are also required to complete the evaluation form to receive their e-certificate. Now, without further ado, it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. I've mentioned the name. It is Mr. Robert as an English lecturer. He is also a teacher trainer and also an educational materials developer with more than 15 years of experience working in Asia. Throughout his career, he has taught and trained students, teachers, and professionals in Japan, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. He is a graduate of Monash University in Australia and has extensive experience helping learners develop the English communication skills needed for academic and professional success. In addition to teaching, Robert develops educational apps and learning materials for both children and adult learners, combining technology and education to create engaging learning experiences. All right, today he will be sharing his insights on benefits and challenges of English immersion for tourism careers, exploring how English immersion can help students prepare for future opportunities in the tourism and hospitality industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Robert. All right, Mr. Robert, the time is yours.
Thank you, Roma. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Now, is that all good? Can you
Yes, Mr. Robert, I can hear you clearly.
see me? Am I on the main screen? That's better. Yeah, okay. Good morning,
Yeah,
everybody. I hope you're doing well. My name's Robert Patterson. You may know me from such films as Harry Potter, Twilight, and The Batman. Thank you for coming this morning. I see we have a lot of participants today. That's fantastic. So there's a lot of people interested in education at IPTI. Now, today, I want to use the chat to communicate. So if everybody can open up the chat and just say hello. Maybe you can tell us where you're. Oh, that's good. Alfin, thank you very much. You can say where you're located. If you're in Jakarta, or maybe you're in another city, or maybe in another island. Just so we can, I want everybody to, sometimes I will ask you a question and it's much better if you reply in the chat. So if everybody could just try, yeah, good morning. Shifa, thank you very much. Bogor, yep, okay, Bogor. Great. Okay, thanks everyone. So yeah, let's try to communicate in the chat. Now, let's begin, shall we? I need to share my presentation. Where is it? No. Sorry, something. 1 second. Sorry. Won't be long. Everybody, yes. Bunten, thank you. Rano. That's good. Yeah, more typing in the chat would be good. I just have to set this up correctly. Share. Oh, here we go. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes, Robert.
Okay,
I can
that's
see the
fantastic.
screen.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, that's good. So everybody, mute your microphone at the moment. So we can, okay. So today, we will talk about the benefits and challenges of English immersion for careers in tourism, which is why you'll be studying at IPTI. Now, just to introduce myself again, my name is Robert Patterson. I was born in Melbourne, Australia. Let me just turn my little laser pointer on. I was born in Melbourne, Australia. I have worked in Japan, Vietnam, Indonesia, and China. I've taught a lot of different people, from kids to adults, business classes, university, high school, primary school. I've taught everybody there is to teach. I can also develop software and apps. I've made I can make music and film, so I have some different multimedia experience. And I can also speak a little Indonesian. I think I'm like A2 in Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia, sorry. I won't try it now because I will embarrass myself. But I can speak a little bit of Indonesian and some Japanese as well. And I'm currently a trainer at Britain Mercu Buana in Jakarta Barat. Now, just to begin, and another way that you can use the chat to communicate, I have some English puzzles. I want you to write your answers in the chat, everyone. Write your answers in the chat. Let's begin. They're just simple puzzles. They're visual and English-based puzzles. Let's start the first one. Okay, what is the answer here? What do you think? If you know, type in the chat. Type in the chat. Any answers? So we have age, age, age. This age here is underlined. Roma, good guess. Oh, yes. L. Oh, Dinda, underage. That's close, but L, whoever L is, middle age. That's correct. The answer is middle age. Very good. Next one. Let's try the next one. What do you think this one is? So here we have eggs, then we have gusk, then skug and gegs. What's this? Something to do with eggs. Scrambled eggs, Dinda, very good. Scrambled eggs, that's correct. Scrambled eggs. Next one. Okay, yeah, but yeah, understood is good, like understood, but what's this? It's a lady. It's a lady. Misunderstood. Shafira, yes. Misunderstood. Very good. Misunderstood. What about this one? Very good. Forgive. 1, 2, 3, 4, and forget. Forgive and forget. That's very good. Forgive and forget. And the last one. Last one. Arif, that's good. Multiple choice. All right, there's many words here. They're all choice. Multiple choice, that is correct. Now, you guys take exams, you know multiple choice very well. Okay, now I want to know what you want to do. What tourism or hospitality career interests you most? I want to know, is it, for example, a tour guide, a hotel manager, a flight attendant, an event organizer, a resort manager? So there's lots of participants. I want to hear everybody's answer. What career interests you the most? If it's not on this list, that's okay. What career in tourism or hospitality interests you the most? Oh, business owner. That's good. Yeah. Ali, business owner. Tour guide, EO. Oh, event organizer. Gotcha. Yeah. Sofiana, event organizer. Yeah, that's great. Hotel manager. Ah, executive chef. Very nice. Executive chef. Resort manager. Do you watch The White Lotus? Anybody watch The White Lotus? It's about a resort and it looks very exciting. Resorts, seem like nice places to work. Unless somebody gets killed, like there's a murder, that's different. But that might be exciting too. But yeah, maybe you saw The White Lotus and you thought, oh, I want to be a resort manager. Okay, there are some good answers. So there's different people have different interests. There's different paths you can take in tourism and hospitality. Now, what do these careers have in common? So we have like a hotel receptionist, a tour guide, flight attendant, and I think this guy's a resort manager. What do they have in common? What they have in common is communication. Communication. Tourism is a communication industry. Communication is so important. It might be the most important thing. You're always dealing with customers. You're always customer facing. It's the same with teaching. You can't teach without a student. So communication is so important. Can you tell me, how do tourism professionals communicate every day? Like, what are they communicating about? What things are they doing with their communication? What's the purpose of their communication? Can you give me your ideas?
All right, for participants, if you want to answer, you can type or raise your hand. So you can type the answer in the text or raise your hand if you want to speak up.
I can't see them though. They raised hands. How's that?
Right.
Yeah, Is anybody, what's the purpose of the communication? Any ideas? So if you work in a hotel, how are you communicating to the customers? What are you talking about? Any ideas? Okay, that's all right. Let's move on because I have some ideas. So tourism professionals communicate every day by welcoming guests, answering questions, giving directions, making recommendations, solving problems, handling complaints. Communication is a key part of the job. So if you're in the tourism industry, a lot of your tour, if you're working in Indonesia, a lot of the tourists are Indonesian, but other tourists are not Indonesian. They're from other countries. So why is English important? Why is English important? Around 1.5 billion people use English worldwide, but only about 400 million are native speakers. Only about 400 million are native speakers. That means over 1 billion people use English as a second or additional language. That's very interesting, especially in Asia. Especially in Asia. In Australia, English is the primary language, but all other countries in Asia, English is not the primary language. It's a secondary language. Most English conversations happen between non-native speakers. But usually like for example, Indonesian conversations happen between two Indonesian people. Rarely, like when I speak Indonesian, I always speak to Indonesian people. I don't speak to Chinese people in Indonesian. English is the global language. So for example, Indonesians and Germans, if they speak, they'll speak English. Japanese and Indonesian, if they speak together, they probably speak English. Or Brazilian people with Thai people, they will speak English. English is the global language, which makes it very important for tourism. Research and industry stakeholders consistently identify English communication skills as important in tourism and hospitality, especially in customer-facing roles. Or great English skills will help you get a great job. I'm going to turn my laser pointer off. Yeah, so if you have great English, perhaps you can work overseas. Maybe you can work in a hotel in Thailand or a hotel in Japan or Vietnam. So having great English is fantastic for a career in tourism. Now, do you know this man? Who is this man? Let's answer in the chat, everybody. Can you type your answer? Who is this guy? Who is this man here? Or which country is he from? Does anybody know? Yeah, Alpha, China. Yeah, he's from China. That's correct. Ali says Jack Ma. That is correct. This is Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the CEO of Alibaba. Now, I lived in China for 4 years. So their shopping application is Taobao. Like Tokopedia or Shopee, they have Taobao. It is amazing. It is amazing. You can buy anything in China and it's very cheap. It's the cheapest prices in the world. Jack Ma is the CEO of this group, Alibaba, which is also AliExpress and Alipay. This is Jack Ma's company. Now, Jack Ma can speak English. I have the same name. Yes, hopefully the same name, the same success. Like me and Robert Pattinson. I know how you feel. Now, this man can speak English very well. Does anybody know why he can speak English very well? There's a great story about Jack Ma. Does anybody know? People in China know. When people in China talk about Jack Ma, they know his story. Now, Jack Ma is a fluent English speaker, not meeting investors. He learned English as a free tour guide for tourists in China. So he was 12 years old. He was 12 years old. Every day he rode his bicycle to a hotel in, I don't know the city, maybe Shanghai, and where Western tourists were staying. And he was a free tour guide. He said, who wants a tour? Who wants a tour of the city? And he went around with the tourists and he spoke English every day. And that's why his English is so good. He communicated only in English every day. This is called immersion. Imagine you met some Westerners and you only spoke English for 5 hours a day. Would your English improve? Just English, no Indonesian. They can't speak Indonesian. They can only speak English. And you must communicate in English. Would your English improve? Yes, it would. That's the correct, Alpha. That's the correct answer. Very good. Yes. The answer is yes. This is called immersion. Immersion. What is English immersion? Now, for students like you, English becomes part of your daily environment. Classes in English, discussions in English, presentations in English, reading in English, listening in English. Immersion, everything is English. Immersion is the best way to learn a language. Immersion is so important. When you're a child, you are immersed in your native language. You don't understand it yet, but all you hear is your native language. That's why children learn so quickly. They are immersed. Now we come to IPTI. At IPTI, tourism students learn in English. English is not limited to English class. So the other classes are also taught in English. Students use English while studying tourism and hospitality topics. This creates an immersive learning environment. So just like Jack Ma going to the hotel, taking the Westerners around, being a tour guide, speaking English every day, if you study at IPTI, it's also immersive. Studying in an immersive English environment has many benefits. You have more exposure to the language. You have better listening skills. Greater speaking confidence. You're learning English in context. You're not just studying grammar. studying vocabulary. You have a purpose to learning English. You have a purpose. It prepares you for the workplace, but it also presents challenges. So in the workplace, if you can speak English, you might get a job at a hotel that requires English. That's why immersion is so important. If you can study English in an immersive environment, excuse me, your skills will improve very quickly, and then you can get a better job. You can say, I speak English fluently. I can speak to customers. That is very good for your career. That is very good for future employment. That's why an immersive English environment is so good. It will force you to speak English. It will force you. Imagine you go to the gym. You buy a gym membership. Let's say you want to get in shape. You want some big muscles. You buy a gym membership. But after 2 weeks, you become lazy. You stop going to the gym. And then 6 months later, you're not in shape. You don't have the body you want. But if going to the gym and training was your job, if you had to do it, would you improve your fitness? Would you improve your body? Would you get in shape if you had to go to the gym every day? Every day you must go to the gym for 4 hours. You have no choice. Would you improve? Is it easier to improve? Yes, it's easier to improve if you must do it. That's what an immersive English environment can do. You have no choice. Maybe you think, oh, I'm not very good at English. And maybe you try to learn English, but you don't have to do it. So you become lazy, you stop. No one speaks English around you, so you don't have to improve. You can just relax. You can just speak Indonesian with your friends. In an immersive English environment, you are forced to use the language. You have to improve. You do it every day. You speak to classmates in English, you take lectures in English, you read in English, you write in English. That's when your English will really improve. That's when your English will really improve. Now, however, this environment can be challenging. It can be challenging. There are things that you might think are too difficult, but they're not too difficult. They are just challenges. They are just challenges. And all challenges can be overcome. Let's talk about some of these challenges. Challenge number 1, I can't understand the lecture. Now, I want your ideas. How can you overcome? What do you think? How can you overcome this challenge? You go to the lecture, you can't understand it. What's a way to overcome this challenge? What's a strategy? I want to hear your ideas. You can just type in the chat or raise your hand. Is that possible?
All right, for participants who are students as well here, I can see their names. You can share your challenges while you're learning English at IPTI.
Or
We can
just
discuss
let's address this challenge. Yeah.
Mhm.
This challenge, you can't understand the lecture. How can you overcome? What's a strategy you can use?
I can see Alvin there.
Yeah, these are yeah, you know these students, right, Roma? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask
Oh,
Mr. Roma. That's a great strategy. Ask the lecturer
okay.
to repeat again, some relaxation and focus. Yeah, great answers. Yeah, these are things you can do. Yes, strengthen your language. The thing I would say, which is I would use this strategy for every lecture, every subject actually. Before the lecture, read the slides or read the topic. You must prepare before. So the strategy is before class, read the chapter or lecture slides. Sometimes we go to a university lecture. I know I did, and I didn't know the topic. I think, oh, I'll just learn it in the lecture. It's much better to read before you go to the lecture because you can anticipate the problems. You can identify unfamiliar words. If you read the chapter first, you can identify unfamiliar words and learn them before the lecture. And you can learn the main topic before the lecture begins. So then you won't become lost in the lecture. You will understand what is happening. Perhaps you don't understand everything because your English isn't perfect yet. But if you prepare, if you know the topic before the lecture, that will help you a lot. Then the lecture is like a review of what you already know. So preparation is key. Preparation for this challenge is key. Let's go to challenge number 2. So challenge number 2, I don't know enough vocabulary. So maybe you think, oh, if I go to an English only environment, I don't have enough vocabulary. I won't understand anything. How can you overcome this challenge? Challenge number 2. Now let's think of steps you can take. You can learn more words, obviously, but how? What would you do? So yeah, current students at IPTI, what have you done to improve your vocabulary? Or if you're not at IPTI, you can also read a book or an article in English. Yeah, that's good. Read a lot of English books or watching movies with English subtitles. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. That's a good strategy.
Tourism education basic one actual train data and service.
Any other ideas? Practice with your friend. Yeah, that's good. Roma, I think your microphone is not muted. I can just hear you yawn.
Is it
That's
me?
good. Yes, I
Okay.
think we can hear you. Now, I have studied languages. I have studied Japanese and Indonesian. Write down unfamiliar words, find the translations later. That's right. Yeah, Dinda, that's good. Now, what I would say is you need to build vocabulary systematically. Make it part of your day. For example, learn 5 tourism-related words per day. Just 5 per day. Keep a vocabulary notebook. All right. Keep a journal of all the words you're learning. And the way to do this, I think, the best way is to use flashcard apps like Quizlet or Anki. Has anybody used Quizlet or Anki? I prefer Quizlet. I think Quizlet's excellent. You can log into Quizlet and type in a topic, and maybe somebody has already made a deck of flashcards. When I learned Japanese in Japan, this was before smartphones. I was in Japan in 2005. I think the Apple iPhone was released in 2007 and it was very expensive. So there were no smartphones, there were no apps. So I bought lots of flashcards, like white pieces of card, and I would write the Japanese word on one side, the English word on the other, and I would drill myself. I think I did 10 words at a time, just trying to remember the words. seeing like, let's, for example, watashi is I. So I'd see watashi, I'd try to remember I. So I just constantly use flashcards. And then when I spoke to Japanese people, I tried to use those words in conversation. So if you're studying at IPTI, what's the last one? Okay, yeah. So if you learn 5 words a day, that's more than 1,800 words per year. So that's a lot of words. But if you are studying at university and you learn 5 words, you will probably see those words in the class the next day because it's an immersive English environment. So you will learn words. My problem with Indonesian is I learn Indonesian words and then I don't speak Indonesian a lot. So I forget the words, but you will be using English every day. So if you learn 5 words, you will probably use them the next week. So it's really good that the environment is English only. So you will immediately use the words that you've learned. It's very, very important. Let's look at the next challenge. Challenge 3, the textbook is too difficult. Now, current students, yeah, how did you overcome this challenge? Because the English in textbooks is high-level English. It's very high-level English, very advanced English. So how did you, but sometimes the grammar isn't that difficult, but the vocabulary is very specific to the topic, but the grammar is not too bad. You don't often see past perfect or past perfect continuous, but students, how did you overcome the challenge? And potential students, maybe you think, oh, the textbook there's so much English, it's too difficult, it's so thick, the books are so thick, so many difficult words. How can we overcome this challenge, the textbook being too difficult?
All right, you can write down your ideas.
Yeah, ask or discuss with your friend. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Because yeah, you can work together. Ask the lecturer. That's right. You can do that. Now, the other thing we have today is AI, right? We have AI. So you can take a picture of the page and ask ChatGPT, hey, what does this mean? Or Gemini or something. So AI can also help you translate, help you understand a topic. And if you don't understand the topic, you can keep asking AI. I think AI as a tutor, as something to help you learn is very powerful. But yeah, these are all good ideas. With discussing with your friend, that's great because it's not just, you're not in it alone. You will be in it with other Indonesian students that are also facing challenges with English. So you guys are going to be able to work together and overcome these challenges together. So you don't have to try to understand every word in the textbook. Instead, read the headings, read the first paragraph, identify key vocabulary, and then read the chapter again. You don't have to understand the first time. And the words that you find in the textbook can be the 5 words you learn that day, or 10 or more. Reading twice is much easier than reading once. So before the lecture, yeah, read the textbook, identify the words, read it once, read it twice, speak to your friend. There's lots of support. Ask the lecturer, there's lots of support. Because you will find the textbooks, the concepts might be difficult, but the English won't be too difficult. It will just be a lot of new words, a lot of specific words to the subject, but the actual English grammar won't be it will be straightforward. It won't be too difficult, but you just need to try to read it again, or maybe read it 3 times and speak to your friends. Okay, challenge 4, I'm too afraid to speak English. How can we overcome that? Because sometimes you can be shy. You think your English isn't good. Oh, I don't sound right. I have an accent. I'm too shy to speak English. In class, you must give presentations in English at university. Maybe you think, it's not good enough. How can you overcome this challenge? Practice every day. Yes, that's great advice. Practice every day. Practice makes perfect. If you practice, and it's similar to going to the gym. You go to the gym one day, maybe the next day you think, nothing happened. But if you practice every day, progress happens after months. You don't see it immediately. You don't see it straight away. Practice speaking to yourself in front of the mirror. That's a great idea, Kartika. That's a great idea. Yeah. You can also speak into a tape recorder, but that's right. Practice speaking with friends. Yeah, these are great ideas. Yeah, that's great. That's how you practice. So the strategy is like what you guys just said. Create low pressure speaking opportunities. Speaking, like giving a presentation in class, that's a high pressure or medium pressure. You want to practice in low pressure. So speak with your classmates. Practice with AI or practice in front of the mirror. Record yourself speaking. That's a good one. Record yourself speaking, listen back, try to improve, and join discussions even if your English isn't perfect. Focus on communication first. Accuracy comes with practice. Just try to communicate, because speaking another language isn't just about the grammar and the vocabulary. It's physical. You will be making new sounds, and practice is the thing. Listening and repeating is also really good. You can just listen and repeat with apps, or you can use if you write a presentation, you can put your presentation in, say, Google Translate, and it will play back the voice, and you can just listen and repeat. Just listen and repeat. There's no problem with that. Listening, repeating is very, very powerful. So I recommend that. Now, can you think of any other challenges in an immersive English environment? Can you think of anything else? So maybe current students at IPTI, you can share some challenges that you faced. And then how can we deal with these challenges? You can have some ideas. So current students, you can say, maybe you can tell us a challenge you faced and how you overcome it. Overcame it. You can say in the chat. Other challenges in an immersive English environment.
Okay. Do you have other challenges that you experienced during the class? For IPT students, or probably other students also might share something. You can write down in the text, or you can raise your hands prior to speak up. Oh, we have Mr. Ali here.
Motivation, right. Yeah. So how did you deal with that? Yeah, keeping motivated. That's true. One thing about the immersive, you mean like you think, I can't do it. I'm not improving. It's too difficult. Yeah, your motivation might decrease. How can we overcome low motivation? I think that problem is Every university student feels that, because when you go to university, it's up to you. No one is telling you to do the work. Well, at least in my university in Australia, you go to a lecture, you go to tutorial, watching and reading. So reading is a challenge, yeah. How can we overcome that? Reading. By the motivation, yeah, you must look within for motivation. Think about your future. Cultural differences. Cultural differences, because different accents. I'm scared if I make a mistake, so the solution is be humble. That's correct. Yeah, Al. I don't know your full name, Al, but that's good. Yeah. Mistakes are part of the learning process. I mean, making mistakes is good because you learn. There's nothing wrong with mistakes. Oh, yes. Ali, very good. Find friends that have the same experience to validate your feelings. Excellent. Exactly. You're not alone. You are not alone at university. You have your classmates. Everybody is facing these challenges. You guys can talk together about what's happening. Understanding different accents. Yeah, that's a good one. Pratiwi. To language burnout. Yes, I understand that. You feel tired. Now, understanding different accents. A great way to understand different accents is to watch television or movies from different countries with subtitles, and you can begin to understand the different accents. Language burnout. Yeah, Shifa, you become tired. I know in Japan, my girlfriend was Japanese and her English wasn't good. So I spoke Japanese every day with her, but I was so tired at the end of the day. I was so tired. But if you're tired, it's good. It means your brain is working. Just think like that. Your brain is working. A fear of making mistakes. Yeah. You don't be afraid to make mistakes. You have support. You have support at IPTI. People know that you're not fluent. You don't have to worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are good. You have to make mistakes to learn. So you don't need to be shy about that. Yeah, keep practicing the rule. That's good. Yeah, you keep practicing, don't worry. That's a great attitude to have. When I have conversation in class with a friend and suddenly I forgot how to say it in English. Right, the word, yeah. Yeah, that you can just write it down. Like keep your vocabulary notebook and write that word down, and now you know what to study. But yeah, that happens to me when I speak Indonesian. I don't know the word. But that does happen. Okay, everyone, let's continue. Now, the good news about this, there are challenges, yes, but there's good news. You do not need perfect English to begin. You don't need perfect English. Don't think, oh, my English isn't perfect. I can't join. No, that's not true. Students improve because they use English regularly. That's why they improve. Confidence and skill develop through practice. So don't worry if your English isn't perfect. You need to if you practice every day, your English will improve. That's the point. Now, how to prepare before university. This is important. Try to read English every day. You can use Twitter. I use Twitter or X. I use that every day, not for Indonesian, but because they're short paragraphs, 140 characters. Twitter or X is a great way to get English, small little chunks of English. Listen to English content. Oh, oops. You can listen to podcasts or shorts on YouTube or TikTok. The English is there. You can see the text. That's very good. So you can waste time looking at TikTok or YouTube, but you're learning at the same time. So that's good. Build vocabulary, like we said before. Before you enter university, now you can add 5 words a day or 10 words a day. Speak whenever possible. This is very important. Speaking Having conversations is really important. If you can find a language partner, there are different apps out there where you can find language partners. That is a great way to practice if you're just speaking. You can also make a video of yourself speaking English every day, like 10 minutes speaking English, talking about your day. That's a great way to improve. And use English outside the classroom if you can. So if you're in high school now, I guess high school's finished, or I don't know exactly the dates. You can try to use English outside the classroom. For example, you could become a tour guide like Jack Ma. You could go to Kota Tour or Bogor, there's some tourist places in Bogor. Maybe you can be a free tour guide. That would really help your English. You can write what you need to say at the beginning of the day. You memorize it and you say it every day. That will really help if you do that. I mean, maybe your parents will say, don't do that, but it is a good way. If you force yourself to speak English every day, it really helps. So key takeaways from today. Tourism careers require communication. Very important. It's a communication industry, just like teaching. Strong English skills are an advantage. If your English is good, maybe you'll get the good job. You'll get the job you want. English immersion can accelerate language development, which is what IPTI provides, English immersion. IPTI provides an immersive English learning environment. So if you want to accelerate your English skills, you need immersive English. And the last point, with the right preparation, the challenges of this learning style can be overcome, because it sounds difficult, doesn't it? It sounds difficult, but you have friends for support. If you prepare correctly, you can do it. And it will pay off. It will pay off in the end. Okay, so these are the takeaways from today. That is the webinar from my side, the presentation, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's move on to the Q&A section. If you have any questions for me about today or anything about learning English, or maybe Roma, do you want to moderate?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Robert, for your insightful and inspiring presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move on to the questions and answer sessions. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or type your question in the chat box. We will select several questions to be answered by our speaker. Okay, remember, for those who are really active for today's session, there will be top 3 winner. So the committee's already prepared something for you guys. Okay.
Any
We
questions?
have
Anybody?
Okay, we're waiting.
Now, if anybody's wondering where my t-shirt is from, it's from Kalimantan.
Ooh.
Maybe you recognize it. This is the Kalimantan. It's not batik, it's something else. But I taught in Kalimantan and they very generously gave me this t-shirt in preparation. It's my favorite t-shirt now.
Oh, wow. It's colorful, right?
It's colorful. Very, very
Hmm.
nice. Very nice, isn't it?
Okay. I believe that current students at IPTI face some challenges. Oh, we have Mr. Rano here, raising hands. Hello,
Yes.
Mr. Rano.
Hi, Ms. Rama. Hi, Robert. How are you, Robert?
I'm very good. Thank you, Rano. Thank you for the question.
Okay, I think I'm going to represent of the students' feeling.
Okay.
Just want to ask you about how today to motivate them regarding that if they're going to continue study abroad, sometimes the accents of Indonesian accents and perhaps from other Asians, English, a little bit different, right? That's from my experience that Indonesian people mostly they are a little bit difficulties regarding the accent. Indonesian accents goes to the English. So how do you give them some motivations about these Indonesian accents when they're going to continue the study abroad?
You mean they believe their accent is too strong?
No, I believe that our accents, Indonesian accents, when speaking English, it feels like they are less confident with that.
Okay. Well, I would say this, if they don't really need to worry about if they're studying abroad, you mean? So they're worried people won't understand them, or they were worried that people will think they sound different.
All right.
Okay. They don't have to worry about being understood. I always understand non-native speakers, no matter what their accent. So they don't have to worry about that, I don't think. They will be understood. I know when I speak Indonesian, I have an accent, but everybody understands me. But when I speak Chinese, no one understands. It's very difficult. But English isn't a tonal language. They will be understood. I wouldn't worry about that. They will be understood. Now, if their accent is strong, or if they think they sound strange, it's okay. Lots of non-native speakers have accents. If they want to improve their accent, if they want their accent to sound more natural, they can do that. They can do that by trying to change their voice. But I don't think it would. Yeah, they can listen and repeat. They can try to change their voice. If they put the effort in, they can change their accent. But I wouldn't worry about people not understanding them or thinking they sound strange. In Australia, in Melbourne, where I'm from, it's like New York City. There's lots of people from all around the world live in Melbourne. People from the Middle East, people from Europe, like me, or my father's from Scotland. People from Asia, because Australia is part of Asia. And if you go to America, it's very multicultural too. So people in those countries, they've heard your accent before. Western countries have a lot of immigrants. And I am an immigrant to Australia as well. My father's Scottish. I was born in Australia, but my parents are immigrants, or my father is. So it's not like Western countries are filled with Westerners or filled with white people. That's not the case. If you go to the center of Melbourne, there's people from all over the world live there, all over the world. There are a lot of different accents. So people will not think you're strange at all, because they've met foreign people before. They do it every day at these universities, in these cities, and they will definitely understand you. So I wouldn't worry about that. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Yeah, just you want to give them some share, especially for the students. We have an experience like he or she came from Central Java. So, already read the accents a little bit more Japanese. Sometimes when they're
Yeah,
speaking in English with the accents of Japanese, it sounds like they feel less confidence with that. But I already
yeah.
spoke to them that you don't have to be worried about that. Your accent
No,
is your identity. Correct me if I'm
that's
wrong,
right.
right? Yeah, that's the identity. So I think that will be, yeah, give them some more confidence regarding to talk with the other persons. Okay, thank you, Robert.
Yeah, that's right. No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Rano. And then we have also another question here, Robert, in the chat box from
Yep.
Al. Hi, sir. I'm a people of tourism industry in the future. You talk a lot about communication, sir. So in the tourism industry, which not only demand communication skills, but also an understanding of the culture of tourists from various countries, which do you think should be a priority for a professional? Excellent English language skills or cross-cultural communication skill? If a company can only choose in one of these two options, which one should be priority and why? Wow, really great questions.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's an interesting question. Cross-cultural communication skills. If a company can, well, to be honest, I don't employ people to work in my tourism company. So, but I would say, yeah, cross-cultural communication skills. I would say cross-cultural skills, it's not something you can really learn at a university, you know? You can only learn cross-cultural communication skills during the experience. If you have to learn that on the job, you might say. Because, for example, I often meet, for part of my job, I meet government officials, like regents. I met the regent from Kota Baru recently, and I just have to watch what they're doing, and I try to learn the culture in the moment. So when you might learn about cross-cultural skills, but until you go to the culture or you meet someone from the other culture, I think general things like respecting people, but to be honest, I haven't learned much about cross-cultural skills because I'm more focused on English. But I think it's very exciting to learn other cultures and how people behave with each other. So I might answer this question by saying my cross-cultural skills, I get my cross-cultural skills from experience, but they might be hard to get them from a book because all cultures are different. And when you read them in a book, they might be different from when you meet people. So I'm going to have to go with English skills because I don't know much about cross-cultural communication skills. And I don't know what a company wants. But if you can speak English fluently, it'll be really good for your job prospects. But that's a very good question.
Tapi wajib ikut webinar ya.
Okay. Thank you so much, Robert. And then we have Alvin here raising hands. Hi, Alvin. Do you want to open your microphone?
Yep. Hello,
Okay.
hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's clear, Alvin.
Okay, sir. So my question is, looking back at your experience with English teaching for 15 years, I'm curious of what is one challenge in immersive environment that you teach that almost every student underestimates?
That almost every student underestimates.
Thank you for the question, Alvin.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, well, I'm just trying to put my mind into the students' minds. I don't know what they all underestimate. I don't really know what they all underestimate, but I think it's yeah, that's a good question, but I don't know because I don't know what they all underestimate. What they should know, though, is that to me, the biggest challenge, the most difficult thing about a language is the vocabulary. Is that you're going to have to learn a lot of words, and so that's something that you always have to focus on. I think a lot of people, the successful students, I'll say this, the successful students, the students that do learn languages, always increase their vocabulary. And the ones that drop out can't do that. They can't keep up with that amount of work. So you have to really focus on that because I think that's why people lose motivation. Is because they go up the levels and they think, I don't know this word, I don't know that word. That's something that you always have to do, that you have to be consistent with, and that's improving your vocabulary. But yeah, that's a good question. What do they underestimate in an immersive English environment? Another thing they might think is they give up too early. They don't understand that it's not really they don't underestimate, but more that they They don't know that they're actually improving because it's not coming out straight away. It's delayed improvement. So they do a lot of work today, a lot of work tomorrow, but maybe the work won't pay off until months later. That's something but that can help with motivation. Hey, just stick with it. Keep doing it. You will begin dreaming in English. You will begin speaking English more naturally. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know. You'd have to do a survey on that, I think. But that was a good question.
All right. Thank you, Robert, for the answer. I think this is gonna be our last questions from Sifa Azahira. She asked for students, do you have any tips or tricks for us? How can we balance speaking, reading, listening, and writing activities? Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that a question for the students or for me?
Like I think the questions is from students. Like they want to get some tips or tricks from you.
From me. I thought it
Yes.
was for
Yeah, I think that's
for other
like
students.
the
How can we balance?
Mhm.
Right, balance. Well, for reading, one thing I would get into the habit of reading every day. I don't study anything at the moment. I work, but every night I read for an hour before I go to bed because I love reading. So I would try to love reading. And so try to do that every day. For the writing, try to write a journal every day. Try to write a journal. And so then you've got reading. If you do those two things, you can read children's books. You can read young adult books that aren't too difficult. You don't have to read a textbook every day. You can just read easier things every day. Read things you understand. Read good stories that are easy to understand so you can get some confidence, and you can write a journal every day. Because I think listening and speaking, people can easily do that, or that speaking should be the main thing because it helps you remember. If you're using the words when you're speaking, it's much easier to remember these words than when writing. And it helps with listening too. You're getting more confident speaking. But it's mainly people forget to read and people forget to write. But speaking and listening, I think people focus on those. You can listen by using apps like TikTok and short English conversations, or on YouTube. But to balance that, yeah, read every day, even if it's stories, and try to write a journal. Today I did this. Write maybe your problems. My brother is annoying me. Why does he always, eat all the ice cream? Something like that. Anything you want that you can write. So balancing is about focusing on reading and writing, I believe.
All right. Thank you, Robert. And then, ladies and gentlemen, now we have we have now come to the end of today's webinar sessions of Tedja Global Talks. After listening to Robert for 45 minutes, more and less, what I conclude here, what is the key that Robert always talk in this session? It's every day. Every day. That's what you can interpret from English immersions. You need to practice every day, listen, write, and speak, which is the keyword is every day. Consistency is the key. As the proverbs, I have some proverbs here, and then I believe that everyone is familiar with this. Practice make perfect, right? And then also there is a Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes you cannot make an omelette without breaking some eggs. So what does it mean? Mistake is fine. Mistakes is normal. And then once again, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to Mr. Robert for sharing such valuable insight and experience with us today. Okay, we have that today's session has inspired all of you to continue improving your English skills and preparing yourself for future opportunities in tourism industry and beyond. Before we proceed to the announcements of our best participants, we would like to share a short video. Okay. To share a short video introducing the programs and opportunities available at Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia. For that, I would like to invite Miss Shafa to kindly play the video. Okay, Miss Shafa, time is yours. Miss Shafa, are you here? Okay.
Have to be fluent in English to study here?
I used to think that too. No English, I can't survive here.
But that's not true. Yes, we use a Cambridge curriculum, but
we also have a partnership with Britain. They will teach you English from the basic until you are ready. You don't have to be fluent first.
You will learn step by step.
You are muted, Ms. Loma.
Thank you, Mr. Rano. Thank you for the video. We hope the video has given everyone a better understanding of Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia and the exciting opportunities available for future students. Now it is time for the most anticipated moments for today's event, the announcements of our 3 best participants. Okay, the first winner is Al. Yeah, Al, thank you for participating actively during the session. And then the second winner is Shifa Azahira. Congratulations. Thank you for being present in the session during a Q&A. And then the last one is okay. All right. And the last one is Alvin. For the third winner. Okay. Thank you, Alvin. All right. For Miss Safa, I would like to invite you to talk about IPT program. The time is yours.
All right, thank you, Ms. Roma, for the time, and thank you to everyone for tuning into our webinar today. Through today's activity and even the videos shown earlier, we can see how Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia offers an exciting and dynamic learning environment for those who are passionate about hospitality and tourism. So for those who are, I would like to invite all of you to follow along our social media channels, Tedja Indonesia's social media platforms, and from there, you can stay updated on upcoming webinars, training programs, campus activities, and various opportunities in the tourism industry. So if you would like to learn more about IPT, our study programs, admission processes, or have any questions, please feel free to contact us. I will provide with the contact details in the chat box below, which is our WhatsApp number and also our social media platforms. Thank you once again for your participation and enthusiasm today. We truly appreciate your time and support. We hope to see you again in our future events. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Miss Safa. All right. Again, congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm throughout today's webinar. For those who are not selected this time, don't worry, we still have a lot of agenda for upcoming webinar. Before we officially close today's sessions, please remember to first complete the attendance form, second, complete the evaluation form, and then the last one, ensure your information is submitted correctly for e-certificate processing. Okay, as we conduct today's event, thank you for all your participations, enthusiasms, and support. It has been my pleasure to be your moderator today, everyone. On behalf of Institut Pariwisata Tedja Indonesia, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next edition of Tedja Global Talks. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Roma.
Thank you, Miss Roma.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss Roma.
Oh, everyone, I forgot to announce you. Let's take a photo together. Yeah.
Yes,
Miss.
I'm waiting for that actually.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right. Please open your camera. For all participants, I will encourage you to open your camera. Let's take a photo together, and then the marketing team will help me to screenshot the screen. Is going to take a photo. Miss Sheila, Miss Putri. Okay.
Yes, yes. Miss.
Okay. On my account, everybody put full smiles. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Okay, and then the next page, we have 2 pages here. 3, 2, 1, cheers. All right. That's all. Yes, Miss Putri?
Don't forget to absent.
Yeah, don't forget to tag the attendance, everybody. That's all. Is it all already? Okay. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss Roma.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend, Bapak Ibu.